Yes, people, welcome back to the Ratcave. It's Ratzi here, as per usual, but today I am joined, as per usual, by my man Jimi Needles, inside. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man.
Yeah?
How are you?
I'm all good. Always in a good mood when you're here, pal, to be honest. So I've got you in today. We have got here the 3 Serato flagship scratch mixers, and we're going to take a look at all 3 of them head to head with each other. Now, Jimmy, you've used all 3 of these.
That's right.
So you're the man when it comes to this kind of stuff. Obviously being the big scratch man yourself as well. So yeah, we're going to compare them. We're going to look at differences. We're going to look at similarities between the Reloop Elite, the Pioneer DJM-S9, and the Rane 72.
That's right. Let's get cracking.
Let's do it.
So I thought we'd start off today by looking at everything similar with the 3 flagships, because they've all got a lot of things going for them. They're actually quite similar. That being said, there's also loads of stuff going on that's pretty unique to each. Different and unique to each mixer. So it's definitely worth looking at the strengths individually instead of trying to compare them and outdo each other.
Yeah.
The things that kind of are similar the most is they've all got 2 Serato inputs at the back, which means you can have 2 laptops going in.
Yeah.
Which is great for jamming with other DJs.
Yeah.
But mainly for changeover, that cursed changeover.
Yeah, changeover, absolutely. But also, I mean, a lot of the stuff with scratch sessions and stuff, battles,
yes,
and stuff. So that's good to have the 2 inputs.
No multiple setups anymore. The same DJs can use the same turntables with the same mixer. Just plug and play at the back. It's super easy. So if we focus our attention to the actual rear of the mixer, they all have pretty much the standard outputs you'd expect from any professional club mixer.
Yep.
You've got your XLRs. You've also got your 1/4-inch jack for your monitors.
Yep.
You've also got another set of phono RCA cables for another output, which I'd use in my bedroom studio.
Sure, absolutely.
It's pretty simple, really.
Yeah.
There are also differences on the back of each mixer, but we'll come on to those later when we talk about them individually, I think.
Yeah, but in general, the lines in and outs are similar.
Yeah.
You've got obviously your RCAs in and your phonos in for when you're using these not with Serato, like when you're using them standalone and
that's right, yeah,
and all that kind of stuff. Cool. So yeah, all 3 mixers have obviously got the 3-band EQ, 16 pads, and they're all 2-channel. They are laid out slightly differently, in terms of like where the EQ is and stuff. But the S9, I would say, is a little bit different of like up here compared to the others. But we'll get onto that in a little while.
Exactly.
Again.
Each layout is kind of akin to what it kind of offers as a mixer standalone, really. So we'll definitely get onto that later in the video for sure. Mm-hmm. Finally, we just move on to the build quality. I think that all 3 mixers are road ready, heavy, robust.
Yeah. Strong build quality.
For sure.
Yeah. Should be said, the 72 is the heaviest out of the 3.
Yep.
This is an absolute weapon. Literally, it's a scratch weapon and a weapon as well. So definitely, worth noting if you're taking this kind of stuff on the road. Also, people that are already watching this should kind of already know, but it's worth saying that all 3 of these mixers have got the Serato sound card built in.
That's right.
So you don't need, when you're using these mixers, you don't need, like an external Serato box to use it in DVS.
That's right.
So, you, for example, you used to carry your S4 around, right?
Yeah.
But now you carry the S9 around instead. So it's a little bit bigger than the Serato audio box, but yeah, it's got it all built in.
You're used to what you're used to, I guess, aren't you?
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah, going back to what you just said about me taking my SL4 box everywhere.
Yeah.
Each of these mixers offer the kind of fully integrated control surface for Serato DJ Pro. Give or take a few extra features depending on the mixer, but they all have loops, internal effects that you can control within software, and they can be mapped on some of these mixers custom to what you prefer. So there's a lot more going on than just having my little SL4 box plugged into an 800 at a club. There's a lot more going on here that integrates the software, which means I don't have to touch the laptop as much, which is always a plus.
Yeah.
So first of all, I just thought we'd take a look at the Reloop Elite, which is the newest player in these bad boys.
Yeah, yeah.
And I thought first, to quickly just explore the effects section, because I had a lot of fun playing with this in that exclusive video that we did last time.
Yeah. So guys, any one of these mixes, if you do want to find out the full kind of specs, the in and outs, the description, in the description of this video, I will put a link to the video for each mixer. So if you want to know specifically which effects on each mixer and everything like that, then you can watch the full video like that. This video is just for comparing the three together.
That's right, yeah.
Your favourite bits about each mixer.
Pretty much, yeah. And what I really enjoyed about the Reloop Elite was the fact it had native inbuilt effects and also, again, like full mappable Serato DJ Pro effects. The native effects on the Elite are called the tweak effects.
Yeah, so when you say native, just not to get people confused with Tractor and Native Instruments, that kind of stuff, you mean the built-in internal effects. So if you're using this not in DVS mode, you can use those effects playing normal vinyl.
You could use those using vinyl, CDs, or even basically any incoming audio source, and that includes anything from the software itself as well.
Yeah.
So those are completely independent, channel independent, which is really great for customization. If we then look at the Serato effects unit, very quickly you can see each side is fully customizable. Once again, you can go in and have up to 3 simultaneous effects, which is great. As long as you've done your homework, you go to the club.
You know which ones to use at the same time, which ones don't all car crash together.
That's right.
I said the same thing about the 72 back on my podcast.
But again, it's, working DJs, you should put in a little bit of homework to at least figure out what the effects unit does in your mixer of choice.
Yeah.
And there's a lot going on here.
So that's where the Serato effects are up here per channel. So you've got 1, 2, 3 per channel.
That's right.
And then the internal effects are down here, right? Or the tweak effects, as they're called on this Elite.
Very readily available, and a whole wealth of standard effects that you'd expect from a kind of flagship pro mixer, really.
Yeah,
so.
And you filter through those effects here, like as you might be able to see on the screen there, it tells you which one it is. Obviously, we haven't actually got these mixers plugged into laptops at the moment, so they're not connected to Serato. But when you're pressing these, it would tell you which effects as well.
And to adjust the level of the internal effects, you use these knobs here. Whereas when you use the internal effects for Serato DJ Pro, you get to use a fader, which means, if you're doing scratching, this can unlock a whole new, whole untapped potential of new scratches.
Right.
Don't know if you've seen the.
Of course,
you guys have seen the previous Reloop video that we did. I actually ended up turning this fader on this channel into a filter and using it almost as a cutting device. It was great fun, a lot of fun. Yeah,
got out a really different sound out of doing that. But then, interesting. So that's one of the differences between the Elite and the S9 and the 72.
That's right, yes.
Is that obviously these have got paddles.
Right.
Whereas these are faders.
Yeah. And I think if you've come from a background where you're used to the faders, this is definitely a pro. I played on this mixer a few times and I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Don't really notice. It's just preference. But you get used to it. I think it's really cool. I like it. So for all you scratch nerds out there, the Reloop Elite actually has 3 mini Innofader Pro faders in the mixer. Not just the crossfader, but the up faders as well.
Yeah, that's a touch.
The cut-in point on the crossfader is fully customizable to 0.1 millimeters, which is too much for me. I had to go into the computer and turn it off and on. You can adjust the length of the cut-in on the inbuilt computer, or you can do it within the software.
Yep.
So, you haven't got to worry about quality issues there.
Yeah, and there obviously you can change them if they, you can just take this off and change them.
It says in the manual they're non-contact, so hopefully that shouldn't be for a long time.
Oh, there you go. Well, that thumbs up for the Elite on that. So yeah.
So just to summarise, what I love about the Reloop Elite is not only the bigger pads for the sample and cue play, but actually the fact that almost everything is customisable. Down to the crossfader curve, the kills on the EQs, up to 3 effects, the internal effects. But finally, the kind of cherry on top for the Reloop Elite is the fact that it's got advanced connectivity to the flagship Reloop turntable, which is the RP8000 Mark II.
Yeah, that's
which we did a video on a few months ago, actually.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Link up above or down below. So you might have noticed at the back there are a couple of auxiliary USB inputs.
Yeah.
Now those are for advanced connectivity to unlock all the crazy potential of the RP 8000 Mark II turntables.
Yeah.
That includes tone play,
all the pitch play and all that
pitch
stuff.
play.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the list is endless.
Yeah. If you want to see that, guys, then the link to that, I'll put it in the description of this video, so you can see Jimmy and Matt from Reloop doing all the crazy stuff on that.
So just to summarise, the Reloop Elite is a solid mixer. It's got a lot of customizable features and it's got a seriously good layout.
So just going off what you've just said, Jimmy, quickly as well about this integrating with the 8000 Mark IIs.
Yeah.
It is worth saying that obviously all of these mixers can be used with any setup. You don't have to use this with the 8000 Mark II.
That's right.
You don't have to use the 72 with the 12s. But there are certain features on each mixer which kind of give the nod if you do use it with their counterpart.
You get a nice little reward by unlocking something. So on this occasion, you get to unlock a whole bunch of creative functionality with the RP
8000 Mark IIs. Yeah, that's it.
But as we'll go through this review, we'll see that each mixer does unlock something else with another kind of partner brand or same branded product. So
sure.
we'll move on to the S9 now, the Pioneer S9.
Perfect.
Right then, so let's move on to the Pioneer S9, which is my mixer of choice.
It should be said, this is your weapon of choice.
It is indeed.
Here. It has been for a while, right?
About 2.5, 3 years now, actually. Yeah. So one of the things I love about the S9, it's obviously my mixer of choice, but is the looping, very quick looping feature, which I love. It's fully integrated with Serato. As you can see here, we have our looping settings, and to kind of go down beats, you go this way. To go up beats, you go this way. And you start off by looping here, and you can do rolls like this.
Yeah.
Best thing in the club is if it's dark, it all lights up, so you know exactly what you're doing. You know if it's this strip here on each channel will light up.
Yeah.
Making it very easy for those long blends or those quick mixes.
Yeah, that's how I mix. I mix with loops at the start of tracks and stuff. Yeah. So I think that would be a thumbs up.
So even for your house, your turntablists who are also spinning house and techno or whatever, this is super helpful feature. Yeah. And just to summarize about the looping function, I just think that it's definitely very easy to use and quick. I mean, just moving on from the looping feature, the main kind of theme of the S9 for me is how quickly it is to access all the features. It's very quick to do that. Yeah. And that's what I really liked about the looping.
A little bit more stripped back, would you say, compared to the others?
Yeah. A bit more refined, a bit cleaner, but also the crossfader on the S9 is not only adjustable in terms of where the cut-in is on each side, the tension is also adjustable as well. So I like to have mine not all the way down to absolute butter mode, but it does kind of pay to have a bit more tension if you're playing to a big audience and then you've got the adrenaline flowing. It's always nice to put a bit more weight on it. Yeah. And I've actually been known to play in clubs where the crossfader has vibrated itself open, and I've been like, that shouldn't be coming through on the other channel. And I've looked down, the crossfader's like here, so it does help to have a little bit more weight on it. For that, and also for the nerves. If you're into nerves, like I am, clearly just there. But so yeah, it does pay to have an adjust. To stop the fader vibrating open, which is great. Unfortunately, you don't get a Magvel fader on the ups.
Magvel Fader Pro just on the crossfader, not on the up faders.
For me, it's a good trade. I haven't had any issues with my up faders. I've had the mixer for nearly 2.5, 3 years, so it's all good. Again, we can see the effects section here is pretty much your control surface for internal and Serato DJ Pro effects. Yeah, you've got your internal effects here. Although it has 6, you can actually tweak the mixer by holding the shift, and I think it's this one here, to access and change any of these, and it will save those settings. There's like white noise that will port the white noise to this little knob here. Yep. So don't be fooled. There's actually a lot more going on underneath here than meets the eye. Yeah, so okay. A lot of customization.
So even though this is like labelled as the filter button, which obviously that is the standard filter, you see that across all the Pioneer mixes. Right, yeah. You can, with some of these effects, you actually can...
Super easy to map as well. Yeah. You can do it within the mixer, and you can open up a window within Serato DJ Pro, and you can tweak it to your heart's content, really. Yeah. There's actually, within the effects themselves, you can adjust the LFO, and the filter settings and how long they last for and the decay time. There's just so much going on if you open up the software.
Yeah.
But you've got to plug that in for that.
So these are all the internal effects that you can use with or without Serato.
Yeah, and they're quite powerful as well. I actually don't use, shamefully, I actually don't use internal Serato effects. I actually go to the ones on here.
Yeah.
And they're post fader as well.
Yeah, nice.
So whatever you
Bonus.
do, as soon as you close the fader, you're still going to get that nice decay from the reverb.
Yeah.
Should we move over to this side on the custom button side?
Sure. Yeah. So over here, this is where you access your Serato effects.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
So they're all mappable within the software. Once you've got your sound right, you can save the setting and map it to the button.
Yeah. But I mean, not a little bit different in the 1, 2, 3 for this channel, 1, 2, 3 for that channel.
That's right.
Right.
And again, these are, once activated, they are controllable using the paddles.
Yeah.
So it's all your effects is in here. It's also worth mentioning that you can apply these effects to your sample bank by pressing that button.
Nice.
And anything on your input, and that's simultaneous, you can have your sample banks with, say, a bit of flanger on it. That means your samples would now they'd route through the effects, and anything on your input, on your auxiliary input, albeit microphone or another DJ, or whatever,
you can
it will get effects, and that's controlled. You control the wet dry here. So it's actually a global effects wet dry like knob here.
Yeah.
So if you want a little bit of reverb, that would be flooding the dance floor, and that would be adding quite a nice vibe. So everything there would have your reverb on it. It's quite helpful. I use this when I play with my band, and I route my samples through that and have so just to make sure everything's got the same reverb, or the same delay. It just sounds like more of a concise sound. It's just makes your whole DJ set sound so much more professional. So we'll just quickly move on to some of the nice kind of clean, quick functionality I was mentioning earlier. The library scroll is actually independent on each channel here, and that section is very clearly labelled in the top left and top right. And it's very simple to go through your Serato library, load the tune, and you're good to go.
Nice.
Easy. For me, having the independent control on each side means there's no room for error, so there's no way you can load that song to the wrong deck.
Yeah.
You know you're on the left channel or the right channel.
Like physically over on the
impossible.
left-hand side
exactly,
of the mixer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We mentioned the kind of secret feature / cherry on top for each mixer. This mixer's, I wasn't even aware of this until probably like a year, maybe more. I didn't even read the manual when I bought it. I mean, who reads the manual, guys? But it's actually got, it's record box ready.
Yeah, it is. So that actually made, when you bought this 2.5 years ago, it wouldn't have been in the manual.
So it wasn't activated then?
It's kind of recent, but yeah, this is plug and play with record box as well.
Wow.
Obviously, being their flagship scratch mixer, makes sense for Pioneer for it to be used with Pioneer's DJ software as well. So yeah, this is literally
got flexibility there then.
It'd be a case of installing a driver, and then you can. This is plug and play with record box,
and you can use 2 devices on the back, the same as Serato.
Absolutely.
That's great. So just to summarise with the S9, most of the features are really, really easy to access and very quick to kind of turn on and off. And that's kind of like its winning feature, I think. You've got decent faders that hold down the cut side of things, the scratch turntable side of things, but then you've got these very quick looping, very quick access to the effects themselves, which kind of just makes the mixer battle and club ready.
Yeah,
I really like that.
Well, the bonus as well is this is very similar to what people might be used to if they're just playing on like the club standard setup.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So finally, the Rane 72 flagship mixer,
the beast.
Now, a lot of people will look at the 3 mixers and go, "Well, this one's clearly the best. It's got a touchpad." But you know what? It's pretty awesome. It's actually not too far off the old Chaos pads, is it?
So yeah, the touch effects here, they're customizable. You can combine them with the flex effects and stuff, and it's literally a case of touching it like that, like the old Chaos pads.
So this is obviously this is actually quite important to note that this is not part of Serato. This is again, it's inbuilt effects to the mixer. So any audio source, including anything that's coming from your laptop, you'll be able to tweak it and mess around with it.
Yeah. So I mean, you can be applying touch effects if you're playing using this with just normal vinyl or whatever. It does some really cool effects on there. But the great thing about this screen as well, obviously we can't get it up now because we haven't got it plugged into Serato, but it actually shows the 2 Serato waveforms, which
So that means you don't have to look at the laptop,
again,
no screen watching.
Yeah, no screen watching.
No one's going to accuse you of playing a solitaire anymore. Wow.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, you've got the two Serato waveforms on here, which is a huge bonus of the screen on this 72.
Definitely good for the turntablists out there who are kind of getting their cues and samples ready. And I mean, most of us don't use headphones. And the old school DJs didn't use stickers, but now the waveform is on the mixer screen. There's just less screen watching and watching where the action is, which is on the mixer and the decks.
And more interaction with the crowd, which is a really important thing with you know, especially performance battle DJ. You know, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So thumbs up for the screen.
You've also got the two paddles on this mixer as well, and again, fully customizable Serato DJ Pro effects can be routed through these as well.
Yeah, and one of the great things about these paddles is you can actually, so as a standard up is the lock, and as a down is just a one shot, but you can actually take these out and flip them if you prefer them around the other way.
That's right, yeah.
So also like around this screen area, these are where your effects are. You've got, you know, like the other mixers here, you've got 3 Serato effects which turn orange when they're plugged in, and then the blue ones are the flex effects, which you can customize all in the screen in here. There's like 3 different flex effects, and you can play them all at the same time.
Ah, right. Okay, so that's important, because then if you know you can turn them on and off and have them all going at the same time.
That's right. Cool. And yeah, you know, you've got your level and depth here and all that jazz.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
so that's good.
Similar to what you said about the S9, you've got 2 sort of scrolls and stuff to select your tunes on the 72 as well.
Right.
One here, one there. And yeah, so the internal effects on the 72 are called the flex effects.
Right.
You can double them up with the Serato effects. And
you've got
basically,
the touchpad as well.
You've got the touchpad.
So you're saying there's actually so much going on in the effects department.
Yeah, this thing
stands out.
Yeah,
a lot.
I mean, you can just absolutely go mad on effects on these things, because as well, you know, you've got your pad effects down here and everything like that. Now, to get into that more, guys, check the link in this description where we go through all of that stuff on the 72.
So Rane has kind of gone to town on their faders here. We've got 3 Mag 3 faders, up faders and crossfader. The tension can be adjusted, but you just have to lift this faceplate up, which is a super easy thing to do.
Yep.
Make sure you do it before you gig, because I don't advise doing that. So finally, like kind of the cherry on top feature for the 72 is the fact it actually has a USB hub on the back for integration with the Rane 12, which is a dedicated controller battle turntable.
It's a dedicated Serato accessory.
Yes.
In that it doesn't have any RCA or phono connection, it is pure USB. So you put you connect the 12s into the back of this 72 on the hub, and then it's just one USB at the mixer into your laptop, into Serato, and you are rocking a party.
Brilliant, easy. So the 3 flagship brands right here, let's just quickly talk and summarize about all of them, really, because they've all got their strengths, as you've seen. Like, there's nothing holding them back. They've all got slightly different things going on. They all bring slightly different things to the table. So to conclude with the Elite, it's you get a lot of bang for your buck.
Yeah.
It's clear that it has been created for performance and to unlock more features of the flagship turntable, the RP8000 Mark II.
Yeah.
But as a standalone mixer, there's so much going on. It's all adjustable, and it's at a really good price point as well.
Yeah.
So the OG S9, the DJM-S9 by Pioneer, to conclude, for me, it's all about how quickly you can access all its features. And I think out of the 3, you know, without trying to compare it too much, it's definitely the easiest to get your head around.
Yeah.
But, you know, does that come at a price of functionality? No, it doesn't. And compared to the others, they've also got their own things going on. So you shouldn't look at it as, oh, this is better than this. It's just bringing something else to the table.
And also, of course, you can use it with Serato and Record Box.
Of course. So finally, the Rane 72 absolute powerhouse of an effects unit, I think we agree on that.
Yeah.
Takes a little bit more time to get your head around. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
No. You know, if you've got one of these and you're using it regularly, of course you will find your way around it pretty quickly. But this is definitely the standout when it comes to customizing effects and playing loads of effects at the same time and going absolutely mental effects-wise with that touch effects pad and the flex effects and the Serato built-in.
But that's not to say that the mixer effects on the other two models are not as good.
Oh, of course
there's
not.
just more going on, I think.
There's more to customize on the 72.
And the pad itself is a very unique feature. I haven't seen a pad on that since the old 909.
So there you have it then, guys. That is the Rane 72, the Pioneer DJM-S9 and the Reloop Elite, which at the time of us shooting this video were, we can agree, the 3 flagship scratch mixers on the market right now. Jimmy, always a pleasure, mate. Thank you so much. So guys, any other questions about any of these mixers, drop them in the comments and we will try and get back to you. Also, look in the description of this video. Like I said, there I will link the individual videos where you can see the full kind of techie ins and outs of each of these mixers. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Catch you next time. Peace.